What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Abby's Abode, and we got a lot to talk about. We got some fun stuff, so I got to bring on, as we always do. Got to have Abby. Jody, what's up? How are you?
I'm still sick.
Still sick.
Still sick. And it's like real deep in my lungs. So if I take a deep breath, I start coughing. But really that's the only symptom I have is coughing. But you know, keep on trucking.
Yeah, keep on trucking. Hopefully, you start to feel better soon.
I have tomorrow off, so I plan on
That's good.
staying the whole day in bed.
That's good. That's really good. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We got some folks here I want to shout out real quick. DJ B Tazzy, what's up? Dylan, Diana, Jody's in the chat too, by the way. Jeremy Dunderman, a member of the channel. Thank you for joining us. John Bennett, John G, J Money Jeff. So
Money Jeff, all right.
yeah, and that's not me, by the way. Just saying. So welcome everyone. Richie, Hurdy Sketch, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Aesthetic Wyndham 6, what's up? Rare Kitty, hello. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And like I said, we got a lot to get to. We got some things that I'm trying out, as you might see, possibly. I'm just waiting on the
attention.
Yeah, if you're paying attention. I'm waiting on the comment though, Jody, that we talked about right before we went live. I'm gonna wait for someone to bring it up before I bring it up. So Tazzy saying it's funny, I'm debuting motion background tomorrow. So me and Tazzy quite
Same
often
wavelength.
Same wavelength. So trying new things, different things. So, I've got a lot in store in terms of changes in presentation on the channel. So
that is because you are the master.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I appreciate the compliment. I just try to keep it fresh and different and, make us stand out. So hopefully that happens and that is the case. So, we're going to start. I guess we can start here with some music, right?
Always.
And you know who we're talking about, folks. If you've been here before, you know who we're talking about. But if you haven't, if you're here for the first time, first off, welcome, and please like the video and subscribe if you enjoy what you're hearing and watching. But we got to start with Caleb's Corner. So Jody, take it away.
Yeah. So grab some pictures from he's been touring with Neverland Express. Sorry. So grab some pictures from stuff that he's been tagged in. A lot of them came from obviously the Celebrating Meatloaf Instagram page, but looks like he's still having a blast. What was I saying? Yeah, looks like he's obviously having a very good time. So they've been doing a Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of part to it, which I'm totally jealous that I don't get to see it. My friend Karen is going in Atlantic City this weekend, and sweetheart that she is, she's going to try to get Caleb to sign a Hard Rock Cafe teddy bear for me because I collect them. I've been collecting them since I was 10. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it looks like he's having a blast and getting ready to after these dates, getting ready to go on tour with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, starting in the middle of November. So he is on the East Coast tour. There's a West Coast tour as well, but he is on the East Coast tour. It's a fantastic show, obviously not just because of Caleb, all of the, I haven't seen the West Coast tour, but I've seen the East Coast tour. And all of the musicians on the East Coast tour are phenomenal. I'm sure the ones on the West Coast tour are as well, but those are the guys that I've become familiar with in terms of, knowing who's playing what and who's singing what. It's a fantastic show. Even if you don't go to see Caleb on the East Coast tour, if you go to the West Coast tour, phenomenal show. It's one of the best experiences, best shows that I've ever been to.
That's awesome.
If you're around and Caleb's around doing a show, make sure you go, because you won't regret it.
And I am going to, I'm definitely going to make it happen. The Albany show, I'm going to be there.
You're going to have a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah.
They are actually, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Chris told me this the other day. They're coming out with like an anniversary vinyl record.
Oh, okay.
And it's 2 vinyl records. Wyatt. 2 vinyl records, and it's like a special anniversary edition. I don't know if Caleb, I don't think Caleb is going to be singing any of the songs. I did tell him once that I now need him to record the song that he sings, because when I hear it on the vinyl, it's just not the same. Wyatt!
Wyatt's just saying hello.
Come here.
There's Wyatt. Wyatt making an appearance.
Get out the window. So, yeah, I did tell him that once that I need him to record him singing it, because it's not the same. Because he was the first person I heard sing it.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Well, Jodie, do you want to get to the thing? You want to talk about the bracket?
Yes.
All right. So I got a little bit of an intro here, and then we'll get to the bracket. So here we go. All right. So that's my little intro.
Why? My goodness. Yeah. So I collected everybody's suggestions and votes for all of your favorite scary movies. No scream pun intended. And your favorite slasher movies, individual movies. And I literally had like 2.5 pages full of things that people had suggested. So I tallied them all together. Obviously, if people said the same thing more than once. Wyatt! If people said the same thing more than once, I tallied them up. And these are your top 16. And I put them into a random wheel spinner and made the brackets. So I really like the way these turned out. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And this graphic is phenomenal, by the way, Jeff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I love that the first one that I drew was Scream versus Scream 6, because you've got the OG, the original versus the new. And I'm interested to see, what you guys think of that. We've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre versus Candyman.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's pulling at my heartstrings there.
We have Rob Zombie's Halloween versus Terrifier 2. We have I Know What You Did Last Summer versus Saw. Original Halloween versus Scream 5. We have Wyatt. Sorry, guys. We have Friday the 13th versus Terrifier. We have Child's Play versus Sleepaway Camp. And then we have My Bloody Valentine versus Nightmare on Elm Street. So we're going to let you guys mull this over because some people may have not seen all of them. So we're going to let you guys mull this over for a week now that you've seen it. And then next week we'll do like a live poll.
Yep.
And just go through it. All right, Scream versus Scream 6. What do you got? Halloween versus Scream 5. What do you got? And we'll just go through it live, and that will get us down to 8.
That's right.
And then we'll let everybody kind of mull that over. And then the next week we'll get down to 4. And then, we will end up with the all-time number 1 best slasher movie.
That's right. I'm excited about this. I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Excited.
Yeah.
I have seen most of these. There's a couple that I haven't seen.
Just curious, which ones haven't you seen?
I have not seen Sleepaway Camp, and I have not seen My Bloody Valentine.
Okay.
So I need to watch those 2. And it's been a long time since I've watched Candyman, Child's Play. So I may want to watch those again. I haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre for a while either. We watched all of the Halloween movies last year, Scream movies last year. Pretty familiar with those. So yeah, there's some of these that I haven't seen in a long time. So I'm going to enjoy watching these. I may watch a couple of them tomorrow while I'm resting.
There you go. I will say this with My Bloody Valentine. Try to find the original. Because there is a remake. I want to say it was early 2000s.
I did see that.
Yeah, I think it was early 2000s. But watch both. I thought the remake was done well too, but I like the original a little bit more. I being that I'm a horror movie fan.
Yeah.
I have seen every single one of these multiple times. Honestly, seeing Sleepaway Camp going up against Child's Play is another one that tugs at my heartstrings because both I love those movies for very different reasons.
Right.
But
that's Halloween and Terrifier 2 and Friday the 13th Terrifier for me because I love all 4 of them for very different reasons. So, John Bennett has not seen Terrifier. Just the first one or the second one or both of them? Terrifier for somebody like me that is deathly afraid of clowns. I had a hard time with watching both of them because but they made enough moments during it that were funny that I could get through it because there were moments in both of them that made you laugh.
Yeah, he's saying he's not seen either. John also saying Maniac Cop and Trick or Treat 1986 version are fantastic. Maniac Cop, for those of you who haven't seen it, I love those movies. I know John has a special connection to those movies. I'll let him go into that in chat. But Maniac Cop, I think, is underrated. I enjoy them. Like I said, I love all horror and especially ones that were made in the 80s and have that 80s vibe. I love those especially. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Richie saying,
there weren't a ton of surprises. I mean, we got the classics, Jason, Freddy, Ghostface, Leatherface, Michael Myers. I mean, we got some of most of the classics in there. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too. And like Jodie said, we'll do live voting next week. So come in and cast your vote so we can get down to the Elite 8 of slasher films. And then, we'll give you another little bit to mull it over, and then we'll get to the final 4. Richie saying no Hellraiser.
I took the top votes.
See, I think
Scream. I will tell you, Scream was the number 1.
Scream was number one mention. Okay, wow. Richie, I'll say this about Hellraiser. I think if we end up going down this path, we're splitting things up into subgenres.
Mm.
I can see this being in like a possession or kind of
Paranormal.
paranormal type
Yeah.
category. I could see it getting votes for that and being included in that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I will admit that I did not finish the remake. I've heard great things about it, but yeah, definitely I'm like I said, any horror, I'm down to watch it. So, what's up, Brandon? Just anything
Yeah,
horror.
this is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
I'm actually I'm really looking forward to when we get into the paranormal ones.
yeah,
Because then I mean, there's so much. There's
yeah,
so many different ones that you can do. But I think this bracket's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm gonna watch some of them tomorrow. Um, yeah, I'm I'm looking forward to where it's gonna go. Particularly that Scream versus Scream 6. I'm
yeah.
very
That's an interesting one. That is very interesting. Um, Brandon saying no Jaws. See, again, I think that's gonna fit into like a creature feature kind of deal. Like if we do that kind of category, I feel like it fits there. Whereas slashers, most people think of Michael Myers and Ghostface.
Jason and
Yeah, Freddie and Jay.
yeah.
I mean, that's I think where most people's minds go when they think of slashers. But I think that some of those other classics, and I know Richie is talking about Nightbreed too. Um, I know, and I'm thinking of like Evil Dead and
Mm-hmm.
some of those films. Child's Play is in it, Brent.
Yep.
Child's Play is in it. The
It is.
first it is in the bracket. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it back up real quick. But um,
Yeah. And we'll have a ton of different categories, like
yeah,
we said, we'll have a monster feature, a monster creature bracket, we'll have a paranormal bracket, we'll probably have a found footage bracket,
mm,
just because there's
There's
so
so
much
much
um between
between
paranormal
paranormal.
and found footage. I think you have to separate them,
yeah,
because you have things like The Exorcist and Psycho and things that aren't found footage that are great paranormal movies.
right.
So um and then we have those amazing found footage movies too. So
Hmm.
I think we'll split those up.
Yeah.
um we'll probably do a sci-fi kind of
Oh, for
category.
sure, for sure.
So
Hopefully, we do an anthology bracket
mm,
because anthologies are really making a comeback,
they are.
and and obviously, Jed Shepard has been a part of a couple,
Mhm.
um, but like the VHS films, I'm not sure how many people watch those, but those are really good, and
Scare
um,
package too.
Scare Package, yep. So there's a ton. Um, Tazzy,
Tabby, that almost got in. So what happened was, with the last two spots, I had like 6 movies that all had the same amount of votes. So I put those 6 in a wheel, and Prom Night was one of those. I put those in a random wheel too, and I pulled out the first 2. So that's
now
how it ended up.
let me ask you this, Jody.
Mm.
Did Black Christmas get a vote?
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe it's because it's a younger crowd and they've been
Maybe.
watching the original,
I
the remake.
had
Boy.
uh we had Hatchet,
Yes.
um Dreamcatcher, Hills Have Eyes, Jeepers Creepers. Oh yeah, Black Christmas did get a vote.
Okay.
Happy Death Day, Prom Night,
Yeah.
um, Urban Legends,
Yeah.
American Psycho, Hellraiser, Devil's Rejects.
Hmm.
So yeah, we had like I said, I had like 2.5 pages worth of people suggesting things, and I just took the top 16.
Yeah.
Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you seen that one, Jody? Happy Death Day
I don't think so.
is really good. It's kind of like if you mix Groundhog Day with a horror movie.
Hmm.
It's really good. And I don't want to go into more detail than that. Um, the Final Destination movies,
That was
Brand,
on there too.
I'm gonna say are gonna make it onto a bracket at some point somehow.
Yeah.
So, John G, I know.
I'll tell you guys the top three in order was Scream, Halloween, the original, and Nightmare on Elm Street. Those were your top three.
Top three. That's awesome. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Like I'm there there are a few things that I'm very, very passionate about. I have my list of things that I'm very passionate about. Wrestling, horror movies, definitely at the top of that list. Um, you know, this is kind of like my wheelhouse. I get to geek out a little bit. So this is a lot of fun to talk about horror movies with all of you and to go through the list and make some there's some difficult decisions here, I gotta say.
Definitely.
There are some very difficult decisions. Tazzy, I have seen every single one, my friend. Every single Final Destination movie. Probably at least twice, if not three times. But there are some that I'm interested to see how people feel about them. When we start going through our list, if you guys don't mind, I'll geek out a little bit and share some lesser known slasher movies with all of you. Some that you can go check out on streaming.
Like honorable mentions.
Yeah, some honorable mentions. Some that I feel like don't get the love they deserve. So I'll shout some of those out. We have to have a game themed bracket. Now that you've seen Would You Rather, the other one is Hunt.
Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt. There's another one.
The Menu.
The Menu. I would count in that too. Would not rather. Ready or Not. Ready or Not is the other one. That's really good. That's recent. But yeah, there are quite a few game themed movies. There's also one called 13 Sins. Cabin in the Woods is another. That's a good one. That's a so yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah. And we may have to have like an outlier category.
You know,
where do you put things like House of Wax?
Right.
That's not really paranormal. It's not really slasher. It's just creepy. So
yeah. And like the Resident Evil movies and Cube, like Richie's saying. And,
right. So we'll have an outliers category that don't really fit into any of the other ones.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It really is gonna be a lot of fun. Like I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go back and rewatch quite a few of these movies, just to go back and rewatch them. But I want to put the bracket up one more time for a little bit so people can see it. This is your homework. We don't often give homework, but this is your homework.
Yep. Be ready next week to put your votes in live.
That's right. So I want to get a list from people in the chat. Tell me some of the movies that you've never seen. You've never had a chance to see them. The movies that are on this list. I know a few people said Terrifier, but what are some other movies on this list that you have not seen? Because I really, really want to see, how many horror movies people watch and if they've been exposed to some of the classics. So, I really want to see what people have seen and haven't seen.
Since we have a younger crowd, the classics may not get the play that they deserve.
Right. Exactly.
They may go with, you guys may go with something new. You may go with the new Scream.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But
hey, Alicia. Richie saying Sleepaway Camp is the only one I've not seen. Okay.
I did watch the trailer for that.
You did? Okay.
It did give me like Friday the 13th vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially with the camp setting, and
yeah,
you got a slasher on the loose.
mm-hmm.
I will say this. I don't think there's anything that can prepare you for the twist.
Okay.
The twist is really well done, especially for a movie that's really seen by a lot of people as a B movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really well done, and they they went for it.
Okay.
We'll say so. I'm interested to see what people think about it. Tazzy, I got to be honest with you. As big of a Saw fan as I am, I've yet to go to the theater to see Saw X, and I'm so upset with myself. But I will say that the last like 6 weeks have been really, really crazy, and hopefully this week is the week that things start to slow down. So
yeah, we want to see Saw X, The Nun 2, the new Exorcist movie. We haven't seen any of those yet, just because kids and all. We don't have a regular babysitter, so we can't go on. They were playing at the drive-in, the new Exorcist and Saw X, and we wanted to go so bad, but yeah, we didn't have a babysitter.
Yeah, I understand. I completely understand. And and even like nowadays you can't do things how our parents used to do them, where there was a time where my mom would take me to the movie theater. There would be something that she wanted to watch, and there may be something that I wanted to watch.
Yep.
So she'd have me go to my theater and see, what I wanted to watch while she watched her movie, and we'd meet back up anymore. And you just can't do it at all. I mean, people may think I'm crazy, but I don't let my kids out of my sight. So
no, not in public. Definitely
not in public. No. So, but yeah, that's so. This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. I'm really, really looking forward to this, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And we're getting a lot of other movies in the chat here. Barbarian, I enjoyed. The Descent is Descent is a really good movie. The Reckoning, The Boogeyman, Phantasm. I remember Phantasm. So yeah, there's some good ones. I'm surprised no one is saying Puppet Master.
I haven't seen that.
You hadn't seen Puppet Master? It's the first couple. I mean, they kind of went crazy because they got like 16 of them now. But the first one was okay for what it was. It's like what would happen if you get different dolls, and not just one, not just Chucky, but
gotcha.
Dolls being maniacs. So it was interesting. I watched it very early on, and it gave me a bit of a fear of puppets for a while, but I got over that after a while. So Alicia saying Terrifier 1 and 2 Sleepaway Camp she hasn't seen. I will say this to anyone that watches Terrifier. Please know that it is extremely, extremely violent and gory.
Yes.
The first one has a scene that I've never seen that done in a horror movie as a kid.
No.
And it was wild. And then watch 1 first, and then watch 2. So then when you see 2, you'll think that the first one that you saw was nothing compared to what you see in the second one.
Yeah. Alicia, if you've ever seen Hostel, it's like Hostel on steroids. Like
It honestly,
if you
like,
have a weak stomach, you're gonna struggle because it's it is one of the goriest movie, well, two of the goriest movies I've ever seen.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And I've watched Cannibal Holocaust. I've watched gosh, what's the one Eli Roth did? The Green Inferno. I've seen that. I've seen some really, really bloody, disgusting movies. And someone asked me one time, compare compare Terrifier to Hostel. And I said, at points, it makes Hostel look like an episode of Sesame Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tazzy, Tazzy, we got to have a conversation about that immediately. That's a good movie on Netflix.
I think we didn't get Hostel, Brandon, in um this particular slasher category because it doesn't really have a slasher.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different people doing that. So there wasn't really one overall bad guy, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I feel like Hostel will come into play when we do, a category about gory movies or, things like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Terrifier, you've got Art the Clown. Hostel, you don't really have one central
yeah.
Character to put in there as a slasher. But I do think the Hostel will come into play later on down the road in further categories for sure. Because they were good. Yeah.
People Under the Stairs, that's a good one.
There's the Eli Roth movie we just watched a couple days ago.
Cabin Fever?
No. My husband will know. Because he's been wanting me to watch more Eli Roth stuff.
Yeah.
And now I can't remember the name of it.
With you liking the Terrifier stuff, you'll like his stuff because it's really like over the top gory and
Knock Knock.
Knock Knock. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Oh, Tazzy, X and Pearl. Yeah. Man. Both really good movies within the last year or so. Yeah, definitely check it out. And I know they're coming out with a third, which is Maxine. So I will be watching that as well. There are a lot of good horror movies coming out.
Yeah. I really liked Knock Knock because it was outside the box.
Yeah.
You don't normally see women being the villain in horror movies very much. So I really liked that it was different. And yeah, I enjoyed that. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, those movies.
Yeah, that'll come into play with the paranormal stuff for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had to show this just because I love that picture. So
it's so great. And I'm loving that you're able to be on camera with me today.
Well, I didn't have to report from a undisclosed location, which was a good thing. I was actually able to get some things done sooner than expected, which was great because, like I said, the last 6 weeks or so, maybe even longer, has been at work. We've had multiple events, and we're doing a lot of stuff with our buildings, and there are a lot of efforts going on. So, yeah, it was it's good to be on camera. So, Tazzy saying knock knock was crazy, wasn't expecting it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was well done. It was really well.
it felt like something Jed would have made
Yeah,
because it was different. It was outside the box. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
yeah, it was really good. Really, really good.
Hmm.
And I gotta throw this in there. When obviously we're gonna chat a little bit about wrestling, a little bit this evening. Uh,
Hmm.
did you have a chance to see some of the Crazy Steve stuff? I know you said that um, not from this
Um,
week necessarily, but just anything. Have you
oh
seen?
yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
went back and watched some of his promos on YouTube.
what do you think so far?
I love it. I love it. It's
Yeah,
so, I don't want to say funny, but it is funny because it's so out, like he's so outlandish and out there that it's just, I don't know, you just gravitate to it.
yeah, yeah. It's so well done, and then
Hmm.
the new mask is awesome, and the way he rips it open in the ring,
Hmm.
great. So yeah, and this week is Bound for Glory for Impact. We have the go home show on Thursday night. So we'll be doing the watch along for that and for Bound for Glory. And if you're gonna watch Bound for Glory, gotta remember it's on Fight. It's not gonna be on the Ultimate Insiders for YouTube. So uh, make sure you get it on Fight if you're gonna watch along with us. And if you can't get it for whatever reason, come hang out with us anyway, and we'll try to keep you posted on the action as it happens. So, um, Bonkers, that is a very difficult question. What horror character is the greatest? That's a difficult question.
I think it would depend on the genre again, kind of like, you know, are we talking slashers, which is what we're doing the bracket for? Are we talking, you know, just paranormal villains? I mean, that's a loaded question.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna turn the question around on you, on Bonkers here. Um, give me your Mount Rushmore of
Ooh.
horror characters. So your four horror characters that are at the top of your list. And I'll ask that to the chat as well. And Jody, I know that's a tough one, but
Oh.
if you had to pick four.
I would definitely have to put Freddy on there
Hmm.
because to me he was always the scariest because you have to sleep at some point. All the other ones I felt like had a weakness, and Freddy didn't really because you had to sleep at some point. Um, so he would definitely be up there for me. I would probably have to put Ghostface up there too, just because the time that that came out was so iconic for me, and just the age and that the movie is, and I was terrified of him at first. I was actually terrified of Ghostface until I watched the scary movie parody movies. Then I was
Mm.
okay. Once I saw them kind of picking at it and making fun of it, then I was okay. I wasn't scared of him anymore. But yeah, I'd have to put Ghostface up there. Annabelle,
Okay.
with it
And
being a true story,
yeah,
and
yeah,
with the Annabelle creation, anytime you have kids involved, I think it makes things scarier because kids are innocent. You know what I mean? Like the paranormal activity when they were kids scared me more than any of the other ones because they're just kids. So I think um watching Annabelle and kind of how that grew and started. I don't really like dolls. um, and yeah, and that being the true story. And Uh, oh no, man. My last one. Um, I think you have to. I think you have to put Michael Myers up there because it's just iconic. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like most people are gonna do like Tazzy just said, like Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, and one other person. Leatherface. Yeah.
that's a good one too. I'm surprised that that didn't make it on here. No, not it did make it. Never mind. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Texas.
Yeah, it did make it. All right. Here's what I've got to ask folks. If you are a fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what did you see the remake on
Mm-hmm.
Netflix? And two, if you did, what'd you think about it?
I saw the remake with Jessica Biel. Is it Jessica Biel? Was that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one. Yep.
I saw that one. And I liked that one. But I mean, it's hard to, you can't beat an original.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
can
the
in
other
terms of special effects,
right.
but the originals are so iconic that
Yeah.
as much as I love Rob Zombie's remakes of the first two Halloweens, thought he did an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost better for me, the first one, than the original, but it's not quite there because you can't knock an original.
Right. That's right.
Maybe that makes me old, I guess, but you can't knock an original. It's just
Chris's Mount Rushmore, Jigsaw. I agree with you there. Otis Driftwood, Captain Spaulding, Michael Myers. I like that Mount Rushmore. I really do.
Jigsaw's a difficult one for me because you have different people that kind of played it along the way.
Right.
So for me, I can't really put Jigsaw as one thing because a lot of people, different people. I guess you can't really do that with Ghostface either because lots of different people were Ghostface, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with me with Jigsaw, I call everyone else. This is how I justify it in my mind as a Saw fan. Um, I call everyone else his apprentices.
Mm.
And I only refer to John Kramer as Jigsaw. That when I think of Jigsaw, I don't think of Hoffman. I don't think of Amanda. I don't think of Dr. Gordon. I'm sorry if you haven't watched the Saw movies and I'm spoiling things for you, but um, but yeah, I don't think of any of them as Jigsaw. I think of John Kramer
Mm-hmm.
as Jigsaw. So I think for what I saw from him in the first two movies, he because he's so different and it's such
Yeah.
a cerebral thing, and he's trying to teach people lessons, but putting them through this just unbelievable torture. So
Gives you
uh,
like Seven vibes.
yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely, yeah. These are some great lists, folks, and I'm so excited to talk about this with all of you. Uh, starting next week, so you got a little bit of homework.
Yep. If
A
you
little
haven't
bit of
seen them,
homework.
go watch them. If you want to watch them again, go watch them. Just be ready next week to actually put your votes in.
That's right. And I'm gonna go ahead and admit right now will be rewatching many of these, if not all. So
Yeah.
as many as I can fit in between now and next Monday. That's so. All right, so we're gonna get to some artwork. We got a lot of artwork and some tattoos and some different things. So I want us to get to that because I will say that I have not eaten all day, so I would like to eat. And I don't want to rush us. I'm not rushing us. So if we go a little bit over, it's fine. But just know that if you hear someone talking in the background, it's no one at all. It's just my stomach. But anyway, here we go. We'll get started.
Oh, so obviously this was the tattoo that Bray had on his chest, and Jason Baker got that tattooed on his hand, and I just love it. I it's such a it's such a good way to honor his memory, is to get something that he had. That's part of the reason, obviously, I got it a long time ago, but I got the same tattoo that he had on his wrist that says "Fear is a liar." So yeah, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Shout out to Eric again, who is our artwork consultant on Instagram. This is where I get pretty much all of the artwork, unless it's something that I've like retweeted, or it's something that somebody has sent me. So yeah, I love that he's got the whole world in his hands, and I love that the fireflies are in his beard.
yeah,
I just think that's really neat. Hey, we got a Richie piece. We probably have a few. But I really like this because it goes back to that original story of the man in the woods and kind of where it all started. And the detail on the tattoos, again, must have taken a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Another black mask design. Love his stuff. The legacy continues, and there have been some rumors flying around there that they may be continuing the story. We'll see. But what I love in particular about this one is that you have Howdy as the puppet master, which is obviously something that we've talked about a lot, is Howdy being the puppet master.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
I love this one too. It looks like it was done with pencil, maybe. I love just the little pop of color in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else, just the eyes.
Just the eyes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
So this was somebody in our Firefly Funhouse fan group on Facebook that posted their tattoo that they got, and I love the shading and the detail in that, with just the red circle behind it, and having the "Let Me In" underneath it. I just think that's really cool. People have been posting their tattoos and tributes that they've been doing, like tattoos for him, and they're all so beautiful. They're all so well done.
Yeah, they really are. Really are. Move this one up here so we can do this. Here we go.
Yeah, that's somebody else's tattoo that somebody posted in our Facebook group too. And you've got the Fiend, and I love that it's got, if you look at the top left corner, it's got like stitching.
Mm-hmm.
And the lantern is just phenomenal, and he's got the whole world in his hands. I just think that's really neat.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I love this too. Again, credit to Eric, who's our artwork consultant. He got Wyatt family and all the pictures of them in the background.
Yeah, that's good.
A lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
Great quote by one Mr. Bray Wyatt, that he has 1,000 faces and 1,000,000 names. And the detail on that too, it's cartoonish like, which is what I love, and the detail just in the background. Like the more you look at it, the more detail you see.
Yeah, the more things stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
I love Love this one. So you've got the Fiend, at the bottom, and Bray at the top, and just kind of angel with burnt wings is waving you on home. That's what it reminded me of. I like this one too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the pops of red and contrast with the black and white. I really like that.
He is the color red in a world full of black and white.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one too. That's obviously the last time that we saw him in a match was that bit, and I love the halo over his head and the detail and the tattoos.
Yeah,
It's really good.
And thank you, Hanzo, for the super chat. Saying there's been talk about continuing the Funhouse Howdy, bringing back the Fiend. I'm not sure how I feel. Fiend is Wyndham, not so. Yeah.
We'll see. I'm willing to give it a chance before I make any final judgment on it. If they do it well, I could really enjoy it because it would be a good way to honor his memory, but we'll see.
And I think you said the key thing there is if it's done well. I think that it's got to be done well if you're going to do it. So,
yeah. I love this one because it's got the sheep mask in it, and you got Mercy in the corner there. And you've got, different colors, and each character's got their own pop of color.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Another Richie piece. Whole world in his hands. Nice reference there. The first thing I noticed was the detail in the globe.
Yeah.
That is bang on perfect.
It is.
Wow.
That's tremendous.
Yeah. Obviously the detail and the tattoos and the hair, and it's all really, really good. Good stuff. So I believe this is a tattoo that Brittany drew for somebody. And I love that the Fiend is inside the lantern, and then you've got the logo on the top, and then the "Let Me In" on the bottom. That lantern is so special. Ooh, sorry. Yeah, that lantern is special.
Yeah.
I love this. So she
Yeah.
kind of did a spin off of Kyle's bunny mask that he drew, and I love this. I think this is super creative, to kind of take something that he drew and kind of run with it. I love it. The detail in the rabbit mask and the tattoos and the shirt. I mean, it's all good stuff.
It really is. Yeah, that's really well done.
Another Richie piece.
I really like this one too.
I do too. Obviously I'm a sucker for those cartoon style, comic book style, so I love this.
Yeah, this is really good.
So this is a picture. I think Eric edited it. And it was talking about Sister Abigail, and this is obviously the part where he puts her ashes on his face, I believe. And I can't remember the tagline that he used, but I really, really liked it. It was something like until I'm I don't want to say buried with you, but something to that effect of until we meet again. I love this one. I really, really do. With the bunny and
yeah.
And
I
this one
like
is
that.
so different,
Yeah.
with bunny ears and the teeth and the globe in his hand and the white rabbit on his t-shirt. I mean, it's kind of a spin of several of his characters all put together.
Yeah. This is really well done. And this is Hurdy
Mhm.
sketch?
Yep.
Wow, okay. Yeah. That's I like
This is Blake on Twitter. Um, he's been drawing a lot of Bray recently. Really appreciate it. I love what struck me the most about this one is the detail in the tattoo on his chest.
Oh yeah.
Like those are fine details that I mean, there's I couldn't do that for sure. This is another one that Blake did. Um, Detail on the tattoos and the hair, and I love the blood splatter in the background. And the gloves. Obviously, the Fiend is really special to all of us. So,
Really well done.
hmm
Last one here.
I love that they changed the wording. He had the whole world in his hands. I think he still does,
Mm,
but um, I love that, you can see a peek of his gloves, and then you've got the door, you've got the moth logo and the lighting on the left side, and then you have the logo in the corner on the right side. You got the lantern, and then right in the middle there, you've got iconic cult leader Bray.
yeah, it's really well done.
All you guys are crazy talented.
Very, very talented. Very talented. And my goodness, glad that we get to share it every week and um just show people's talents. It's tremendous. So uh,
Mm-hmm.
Jody, any final thoughts before we head out this evening?
Mm. As always, we will miss him very much. And uh somebody said, I think Richie said earlier about my shirt. This is actually my husband's Halloween costume. We are all going as different Bray characters. So this is his cult leader Hawaiian shirt that I borrowed for the show today. But yeah, obviously he's very, very missed. And I'm going to be working on something for you guys. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be collecting pictures that you've had taken with Bray or videos that you have with him. Because I'm working on it on a video. So
Awesome.
I'll be collecting those over the next couple weeks. So keep your eye on my Twitter because I'll post something about it.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. And Joe just popped in. That wasn't
Yay!
that put in evening all. That was Joe. So hey Joe. So yeah, thank you all for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna put this back on the screen because darn it, I'm kind of proud of this graphic, and you need this for your homework anyway.
Yep.
So
Take a
here's the bracket.
screenshot.
Yeah, take a screenshot of it. Here's the bracket.
Mhm.
This is it. So come back next week. Get ready to do your live voting, and yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with the discussion
Yeah.
around the movies. So
Mhm.
I think it'll be a lot of fun, Jody.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And I
Absolutely.
love the categories. Haddonfield versus Woodsboro.
I had a little bit of fun with it, just a little bit.
Very clever.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much. Joe says vote for Friday the 13th or else. Just kidding. But thank you all for joining us this evening. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll be back on this channel on Thursday for Impact Wrestling and then again on Saturday for Bound for Glory. So check us out this week. A lot of Impact Wrestling going on, a lot of good action. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. Take care. Have a great rest of your week if we don't see you again until next week. But take care, and we'll see you next time.